In the countryside, if a cow breaks a leg, you can usually fix it, even we working humans. If we snap a bone, we just rest for 2.5 months and we are back in the office. But for a horse, a broken leg isn't just an injury. It is a delete account notification from nature. Why? Because the horse's leg is a masterpiece of evolutionary corner cutting. You see, horses don't stand on feet. They stand on their fingernails. To be precise, they spend their entire lives standing on the very tip of their third digit, the distal phalanx. Imagine spending your whole life walking around with your entire body weight supported by just your 2 middle fingers. Yes, horses are basically flipping the bird to the ground 24/7. This creates insane pressure. If one leg breaks, the weight on the other 3 increases instantly by dozens of kilograms. And because the hoof bone is shaped like a sharp triangle, basically a biological dagger, that extra weight will drive that dagger straight through the hoof wall. It is called laminitis, but you can just call it the bone stepping out for a walk. So, why can't the horse just lie down and watch Netflix while the leg heals? Is it because they are too noble? No. It is because their bodies are designed like a high-speed engine that doesn't have an off switch. Horses have a second heart in their hooves. When they walk or run, the pressure changes act like a biological pump, pushing blood back up the legs toward the heart. For a horse, standing is charging, and running is maintenance. Lying down for too long isn't resting. It is suffocating their own tissues. Their circulation slows down, and their organs start to fail. For us, lying down is a luxury. For a horse, lying down is a slow-motion disaster. It is like a high-end laptop that crashes the moment you unplug the power cord. This is why horses sleep standing up most of the time. They only lie down when they are 100% relaxed, and even then, for about as long as a YouTube ad. If a horse breaks a leg, it tries to stand. It fails. It tries again. It enters a vicious cycle of pain and struggle. A horse with a broken leg is like King Louis XVI. It is a situation with no head, or in this case, no hope. There is no way to tell a 1,000-pound animal to stay still. They will fight the cast, they will fight the slings, and eventually, they will fight themselves to death. The treatment cost is sky high, and the success rate is lower than your chances of winning the lottery. You might wonder, if horses are so poorly designed, how did they survive in the wild? Well, they invested all their evolution points into speed and a world-class cooling system. Most mammals are air-cooled. When a lion or a cheetah sprints, they generate heat so fast they have to stop after a few hundred meters, or their brains will literally cook. They rely on panting, which is about as effective as blowing on a hot soup. But the horse is water-cooled. They are one of the very few mammals, along with us humans, that can sweat over their entire body. They have massive sweat glands that act like a radiator. While a predator is gasping for air and overheating, a horse is just getting started, using evaporation to dump heat on the fly. It is a biological masterpiece of endurance. However, this water-cooling luxury comes with a massive price tag. To keep the radiator running, they need a constant supply of water and high-quality minerals. They are essentially high-performance racing cars with a body made of porcelain. Despite their speed, from a biological standpoint, the horse is an evolutionary glass cannon. High attack, zero defense. Horses belong to the Perissodactyla, the odd-toed club. It is a dying club. Today, there are only horses, rhinos, and tapirs left. Meanwhile, their cousins, the even-toed animals like cows and deer, are thriving. Why? Because cows have the cheat code of rumination. They have multiple stomachs to ferment grass. A horse has a massive pair of lungs but a stomach the size of a backpack. They are the inefficient eaters of the animal kingdom. They have to eat constantly, small meals all day and all night, just to survive. This is why we say, a horse doesn't get fat without night grass. They are essentially the high-maintenance divas of the wild. The only reason horses didn't follow the dodo into extinction is because they met the most unpredictable force on Earth, humans. We looked at this fragile, picky, fast-running machine and said, we can use that. We gave them the fresh grass they couldn't find, the medical care they couldn't provide, and the protection they desperately needed. In return, they gave us the power to build civilizations. We often call ourselves workhorses today to describe our hard lives. But honestly, ancient horses were the Ferraris of their time. They were strategic military assets, treated better than most humans. We fixed their flaws, and they carried our history. It is the ultimate win-win for two species that were both, in their own ways, a bit of an evolutionary gamble.